Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the SLP Solution Morning Show. I am your host, Carrie Clark with slpsolution.com. Today is Thursday, August 23rd, 2018, and today we are talking about home practice ideas. So what you can send home to help your clients make progress between your sessions that won't take you forever to prep, because we all know we don't have enough time anyway. So that's our topic today. I have some really fun ideas for you. And today's episode is fueled by Hawthorne Bank, which is a local bank here in Columbia, Missouri, that I just so happen to have a coffee mug for. If you would like to send me a coffee mug, please send me a message. I would love to drink coffee from your mug on my show. We don't really have sponsors, we just have mugs. All right, so today we are talking about home practice. This is so important for progress and making progress in therapy, is to have your clients have the ability to work on their skills at home. But what do you send home? The biggest takeaway I can give you today is give them something that they can be successful with on their own, because they are not going to have you standing there saying, hey, that was a good one or that was a bad one. You need something that they can practice successfully at home, which I know sounds like, well, they can already do it. Why do they need to practice? But what we really need to do is reinforce those brain pathways. So if it's, let's say they're learning a new sound, if it's saying a word that has that sound that they can say in therapy consistently, then they're going to be reinforcing that pathway for that's the way the sound should be made. That's the way the sound should be made. And you're continuing to reinforce that through your home practice. When I worked in private practice, this was a requirement for my clients. That's my timer telling me to look away and save my eyes. When I worked in private practice, it was a requirement that all of my clients went home and did home practice. Because if you just see me once a week and that's all you see me, we are not going to make much practice. So let's talk about getting my screen back up. Let's talk about how we can do this in an easy way. So we want to keep this simple. They don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. This does not need to be an elaborately planned out thing. Keep it simple. What's one simple thing that they can do successfully at home on their own that's not going to take up tons of time? So think about that. What's the one thing that's going to bring you the most impact? Okay, so here's a couple different ideas for how you can do this. One of them that I used when I was working in the schools, because we all know we have a lot of kids in the schools and not a lot of time to do this, is to use carbon copy paper. If you don't know what that is, it is paper that is two sheets stuck together. There's the regular paper on top, and on the back is that yellow carbon paper, so that when you write on the front, it copies through to the back, okay, and it copies onto that page. What I did was, I printed up a checklist that was all the different skills that I typically worked on. I worked in the ECSE setting, so it was all preschool skills, all the ones that I worked on over and over again. And it would say, something like requesting, and then it would give a short sentence of how you could teach a child or how you could practice that skill at home. So have your child use words or sign language to ask for things. Or maybe it would say, today we worked on descriptors, and then it would give a blank where I could write in practice colors at home, or whatever descriptor we were working on. So I had different check boxes and a little blank line where I could kind of fill in which part of that skill we were working on. And what I would do is, while I was in the session, I would have my note and I would just check the box of what we worked on, maybe jot a quick note if I had a minute, and then pull that apart, use the regular copy for my records, just stick it in my notebook, have the carbon copy, give that to the child or put it in their backpack when you get them back to class, and that goes home as the homework. Today we worked on this, here's what you can do at home. And you can make up that ahead of time and just print it on carbon paper. We had our secretary do this for us, and she was always happy to do it. It's not a big deal to print things on carbon paper. So there is a very simple one of these for the ECSE setting, the early childhood setting, in our membership. If you are a member of the SLP Solution Kids or the pediatric membership, there is one of those in the library. If you're not familiar with our professional memberships, we have 3 different memberships, one for kids, one for SLPs that work with kids, one for medical, and one for private practice. And they all have resources, worksheets, videos, continuing ed, all kinds of great stuff in there. So in the library of the kids section, which is the part that I run, there is a simple checklist, just like I'm talking about, where you just check which skill you worked on and you send that one home. So that's one idea. Another idea are these super fun and easy calendars that you can send home. I'm sure you've seen examples of these before, where it's just one sheet with a calendar of the month, and it says on this day work on this skill, on this day work on this skill, and you send that home to all of your clients. So this is not individualizing the homework so much as just showing parents how, or educators, caregivers, whoever's taking care of this person, showing them how they can work on these language skills and build this up throughout their daily activities. So the ones that I like the most are the ones from Leah Curtin over at speechandlanguageathome.com. I always screw that up because it's so similar to mine. And she has a new calendar set that she sends out every month, and she has 6 different calendars that go out in that. So there's one for beginning communicators, one for children who are learning first words, and one for children who are using expanding language. So this is going to be for your younger kids, but then she does all of that in Spanish as well. So she's got calendars in Spanish and English. They go out for free every month. All you have to do is sign up for the newsletter. So if you go to speechandlanguageathome.com, you will see that front and center. That's her big giveaway that she does, and those are free. So head over to speechandlanguageathome.com if you want to get some of those calendar ideas, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes or in the comments as well. All right, another thing you can do that's quick and easy is just to send a quick video of what you're working on. So get the permission of the client or the caregiver or whoever first. And then as you're doing your therapy session, you're working on something, oh, they finally got it, I understand. You get out your phone and you just take a quick video and you show whoever, the parent, the caregiver, whoever, what they're doing and how you're prompting that or how you're cueing that, and you give them one very simple thing that they can do at home. So, okay, you see how he's saying it like this? Here's what you can do. Just practice this one word. He's got this word really good. Let's practice this word 20 times a day for the next week, and let's see how we're doing. So you just take a quick video on your phone and send it over. Now, of course, you're going to need permission to do this because of the privacy laws. There are some apps that you can download that will allow you to have more private communication back and forth via video. So look into all of that. But video can be a really powerful tool for just showing them what you want them to do. All right, the next idea. So whatever you're doing in your session, probably you have materials, right? You have something in front of the client, whether it be flashcards or a worksheet, some sort of visual in front of them, right? So what you can do at the end of your session is walk down to the photocopier and just copy exactly what you were working from. Maybe if you have flashcards, you just copy about 3 words that you're like, wow, he really nailed those today. We're gonna use these 3 words, and just write a quick note. Practice these at home using the good F sound, and that becomes your homework. Now, I know you're thinking, how am I gonna have time to do this? Well, you build it into your session. So every time you're working on your skill, you assume, okay, the last 5 or 10 minutes or however long it takes you to get to the copy machine and back, that's gonna be our carryover time. So you work on the skill, you work on the skill, you work on the skill, and then you say, okay, we gotta go make copies, and while we are on our way, we are gonna practice that good F sound every time we talk to somebody. So you're walking, you get to the office where the copy machine is, and you say, oh, here's our secretary, Miss Susie. Can you tell Miss Susie about that trip you went on last weekend? Make sure you're using your good F sound, and while you're copying, you're monitoring and making sure that that child or client is using that good sound while they are talking with this other person. Or maybe it's you're working on just greetings, and every time they see someone in the hallway, they have to say hi. Or maybe while they're talking or while they're walking to the office, they're just talking with you and generalizing the skill. You'll be amazed how many of your clients can do something in the room, and then as soon as you step out the door, even if it's still talking to you, they completely forget. So think of this as your generalization time to try to generalize whatever it was that they were working on. Even if it's just, okay, we're working on this sound in isolation, we're just gonna keep saying the sound while we walk down the hall, because that is activating different parts of their brain than sitting in your room. So even if you're not at the stage of generalization, you can still generalize that skill to another setting by walking to the copy machine and walking back. Then you've got a sheet that you can send home for homework, and you had that time to practice your generalization. It's a win-win. Okay, I think that's what I got today. Yep. So if you have a topic you'd like to see us cover on the SLP Solution Morning Show, you can send a tip over to slpmorning@gmail.com. I do monitor that inbox, but I do not reply, so don't look for a response from that one, but that is where I collect ideas for show topics. Also, we are on iTunes now, so you can follow and subscribe and like. So no, subscribe, review. I mess it up every time. On iTunes, you can like and follow our Facebook page at facebook.com/slpsolution. And don't forget to join our professional memberships over at slpsolution.com. We do have a price hike coming. We just have been trying to finalize this week. So it probably October 1st, the prices will be going up. But if you get in before that, you can lock in your rate. And we will be reopening the doors to these memberships in September. So keep that in mind if you're looking at our professional memberships with the CEUs and the training and the worksheets and the done-for-you resources. All of that is going to be coming back available in September. So hang tight for that and keep watching this show. We'll be giving you updates on that. We will not be having a show tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be out of town, so you don't have to tune in tomorrow, but you can tune in next Monday at 9:30 Central Time, and we will be doing our morning show again then for at least another week. We will probably end season 1 at that point and pick up again once we relaunch the membership in October. We got a lot of work to do to get the new website up and running in September, so it's going to be a little hectic. But thank you all for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time on the